going to do now, since we already read and we want to work on your writing, a big thing that you have problems with is transitioning words.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a lot of problems when you write with writing a lot about one thing, right? You never know. You always say, I don't know what else to write, right? Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to work on something called transitioning words. Do you know what transitioning words means? Have you ever heard of any transitioning words? Or
I heard some, first, next, and last.
Okay, good.
From school.
They're actually, I put some up on here for you to see. We have first, after that, finally, 2 days later, eventually, also, suddenly, since that day.
And next.
Next, sure. These are just some examples of transitioning words. And what a transition word is it helps you to transition your thoughts, which means it helps you to write your story in a very flowy way, so your readers.
So you say first, and then the next,
Yup.
and then.
And you know how you always say to me, "Oh, I don't know how to start my next sentence. I already used that word." Well, these words are going to help you to go from one thought to another thought using different sentences.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do today is I'm going to help you to expand on your thoughts a little bit. And in order to do that, I want you first to look up here and see, do you notice anything about these words, anything that follows the words that's important? Do you see anything that's common in this, after the word? What about these?
Are those commas?
Commas, right? So usually after you start a sentence with a transition word, you're going to follow it with a comma. Mm-hmm. Okay? So now when you...
I always do that.
Do you?
The teacher doesn't do it.
Okay, well, we're going to work on that a little bit because I know in our last couple lessons you would say, oh, I know what I want to write about, but I don't know what else to say about that. Mm-hmm. So we're going to work on something that I like to call stretching the topic. And what we're going to do is I want you to look at this rubber band because this helps me to teach little kids how to kind of understand this, okay? So you're going to pick a topic. So I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to demonstrate what I mean by it. Do you know what the 5 W's are?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. Well, the 5 W's are really important when you're writing, and I want you to kind of think of them when you're writing.
Uh-huh.
They're the, I'm going to just make sure I do it in this order. So who, right? What, when,
who, what,
where.
when.
I'm sorry, the 4 W's. We're not going to do how.
Who,
we're not doing
what,
how.
when, how.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why? Can't count today. So who, what, when, where, why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I want you to keep these words in mind. Remember them, the 5 W's when you're writing, okay? Mm-hmm. I'll keep them up here so you see them. But that's going to help us to stretch our thoughts. And when you have a topic and you don't really know what to write about, you can think of these and be like, okay, did I talk about who I'm talking about, what they're doing, where they're doing it, why? Okay, so you're going to keep that in mind. So, for example, I pick the topic fish, right? Okay, so my topic is fish. Look at this rubber band. Mm-hmm. It's just a plain topic. If I came to you and said, my fish, and you were listening to me, do you think that's an exciting story or sentence? No, it's really boring, and it doesn't help you with anything, right? So what if I threw in who, and I made it my beautiful fish, right? So we're stretching it a little tiny bit here. And then if I make that a little bit more, and I start to say, my beautiful fish is swimming, right? Now I'm answering what she's doing. When my beautiful fish is swimming all day long in her tank because she's happy. Do you see how I answered all of these by making the stretch this rubber band?
So you do none of them, it's like nothing. When you keep on stretching it, when it's full, that's what you should
That's a whole nice sentence,
uh-huh.
right? So when I did that and I made this a nice long sentence, did you understand a little bit more about what I was saying? Mm-hmm. Now, if I asked you, if I said, hey, tell me a little bit about my fish, what do you know about my fish?
That it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's happy.
Happy.
It likes to swim.
Swim. And where is my fish swimming?
In her tank.
In her tank in my room, right? Use it.
But the black angelfish died, so we got rid of everything. Because that black angelfish, when that black angelfish died, it was like, let me see, 20 days old, and hour videos, but in fish videos like 100.
Oh, wow.
I
But
know.
do you see how you just told me that story and you added black in there and you told me that you got a new fish? So you're giving me a lot of information as the audience. So when you write your stories and you want to talk about something that you like and you only put one
sometimes you
short
have a big
sentence
sentence and you have to take breath.
Yeah, or you could do multiple sentences, which we're going to work on today. I just wanted to show you that it's more exciting to stretch. We want to stretch our thoughts, right, Al?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what we're going to do today is, I'm pretty sure it's someone's birthday. I don't know if it's my birthday or it's your birthday. Okay, so, well, happy birthday for the 18th time today. But
18th.
I said it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is let's
like
pretend that we have a magical birthday wish, right?
Yay.
Okay, and I know you love animals, right?
Yes.
You've told me many times that you love animals.
I actually saw 3 bunnies in our front yard this morning.
Did you?
I meant before we came in the house.
Wow.
One was facing one, then another one. One was facing one, and then the other one was half blind when they heard me.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep them in mind for our story. Okay. So what we're gonna do?
3 little bunnies face the center.
We can talk about them, or what I want you to do is I want you to pretend that you get a magic wish for your birthday and you get to have any animal you want. It doesn't even have to be real. It could be a unicorn. It could be one of your Monster High dolls that you love. It could be your dinosaur. I know you love dinosaurs.
I know.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick one of your magical animals, any kind that you want, and that's
dinosaur.
what we're gonna. You want to write about a dinosaur? Okay, we're gonna write a couple sentences, and we're gonna use our transition words. We're gonna use something similar. You don't have to use these exact ones because I know you know more than
these.
Can
we do a T-Rex?
Sure. Yes. But here's what I want you to pay attention
to. The king of them all.
Pay attention. Yes. We're not gonna worry about your spelling today. Okay. So I don't want you.
My spelling's bad.
I know, but that's okay. We're doing one step at a time, like I said to you before. So what we're gonna do is today we're just gonna work on getting as many thoughts as we can down on paper. So I'm not gonna look at it. You're not going to ask me how to spell anything. You're just going to write. If you don't know how to spell it, you do the best you can. Because we're only working on getting it down on paper. Next week, we'll start working a little bit more on the actual words. But today, we're just getting the thoughts down, right? Because we don't want our boring stories anymore, Al. We want to, right? What do we want to do?
Long.
Stretch. So we're going to stretch our thoughts today. That's what we're going to do. So I want you to put your thinking cap on. And you're going to think that you're going to just stretch the paper.
Stretch the paper.
All right. So, dinosaurs. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to start you out and guide you. But I already did the fishy, and I showed you my fishy, right?
Yeah.
So now it's your turn. Okay? So I'm going to help guide you a little bit, but you're going to finish off this, okay? Right. So let's start out. So remember, we want to answer our who, what, when, where's, and why. So why don't we start out with a really cool beginning sentence? Like, what color do you want your dinosaur to be?
Pink.
Pink. So why don't we say, something that's going to start us out with our pink? We want to mention the who and the pink dinosaur. So what can we say? We haven't given a name, right? What do you want to name your dinosaur?
Pinky.
Pinky. Okay. So how about we write something like Pinky is my
pet dinosaur.
My pet dinosaur. Okay, there you go. So we're going to write that sentence down. Remember, not paying any attention to our spelling. You're just going to do the best that you can. And remember, I'm not looking. We're not grading. We're not working on spelling. This is just for you. Okay. Now, we need another sentence. We want to try and talk about when. Now, are we talking about Pinky being, what do you want to have Pinky do? We need to have Pinky do something. Do you want Pinky maybe to do something outside? Do you want her to go to school with you? What do you want her to do? She has to do something in our paragraph. Do you want to teach her how to do things? What do you want to do? This is your story.
Teach her how to hula hoop.
Teach her how to hula hoop. Great. So that's what we're going to be doing, right? So how can we start? What transition word can we maybe use for our next sentence? It doesn't have to be one on here, but I know you know some transition words. What do we have for our first sentence again?
Pinky is my pet dinosaur.
How about we just lead right into what we want her to do? So we want to mention the hula hooping. How can we start that sentence? What if we say, I am
I-
working to teach, or I'm trying to teach Pinky to hula hoop?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I want you to pick a word after here to use as a transition for our next sentence. So let's
Okay.
write that.
So,
Okay, I see some really good transition words here
Mhm.
that we can use now. So why don't you pick one out now that we kind of set up what we're going to do?
after that,
Okay, well, if we use after that, then we're talking about we already did something, right?
have a first.
First, very good. That could work. First. Now, what do you think you would follow that with? If you're saying first, think of what are you going to first teach Pinky? Maybe we'll talk about where, right? So first, what? What are you going to have her do? You're going to have her get out of bed, right? Where are you going to have her go?
Outside.
Okay, great. So how about first? What can we say after the word first?
First, I woke up Pinky and went outside.
There you go. Sure. Your paragraph. I'm just helping you stretch it.
I thought paragraphs are only supposed to have 5 sentences.
They can have a little bit more than that, but we're not worried about how many
It
we
pretty
have.
much has
Anything
how much
that's on that
information
same...
that you have in your head.
Okay. And you went outside, right?
I forgot woke, so I put a little carrot.
Okay. Okay. And then let's use another one.
After that,
After that, don't forget our little comma. Very good.
I want to do that somehow.
What did you do after that?
After that, I made a step in the hula hoop.
Okay. And how about we throw this in there? What are we saying here? We're asking why. Why did you make her do that?
Because so she can lift it up and twist it around. So
There
she
you
can
go.
learn.
So let's say so she can lift it up and learn how to twist the hula hoop. Now, what would be a good word here that you would say, that you would use after?
Finally,
Okay, very good. Finally could work. Even one other one could, a couple of them actually could work. But I think finally or eventually would be good for you to say that she learned how to do it, right?
Mhm.
So which one do you want to use? You want to use your, okay, so how about we start?
Or last.
I think finally will sound better. Okay, so finally what? She had to learn, right? So how do you want to say that?
Finally,
Let's put her name back in there. Finally,
Pinky started to hula hoop.
Very good. Okay, that works. So she learned.
Pinky learned how to.
And how about we expand on that sentence, right? Let's stretch that one a little bit more. How did that make her feel?
Happy that she learned.
Okay, so what are we going to say? Made her hula hoop.
Made her happy.
how about we say which made her happy? Remember we talked about the word which before? Which made her happy?
Which made.
So we just stretch that sentence, make it a little bit better for our readers.
Made her.
Okay. That's good for right now. We don't want to do too much, right?
I want to have room too.
But look how much you got written here.
I know.
When normally if I would give you this yourself, you would just write that you had a pet and that she was fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how this helps us to do that? How we're learning to just stretch our thoughts and our brains. So I want you to keep in mind these W words, okay? Because we're going to use the 5 W's, right? And these were called our what words? It's okay. Take your time.
Starts with a T.
Starts with a T. It's a long word. Kind of sounds like a choo-choo.
Transition.
Transition words. There you go.
Because is one too.
Oh, well, that is true. But we're going to keep these in mind, okay? And let's keep them in mind. All right. Thanks, Al.